Our skin is the largest living organ in the body, and it's responsible, and it's the first barrier of defense between the outside world and our body. And it also is responsible for expelling up to 75 to 80% of toxins from inside the body. So our skin has a really big job. And so getting back to all of these environmental toxins in our lifestyle and the diet, over time, we're stressing our skin out, and it's becoming stressed and overwhelmed. And it's the stress that is triggering excess inflammation.
Hello, and welcome to the Art of Living Well podcast. I'm Stephanie May Potter, and I'm here with my co-host, Marnie Dotches-Marmette.
We created the Art of Living Well podcast to empower you to live your happiest, healthiest, and most authentic life. Each week, we will bring you inspiring and motivating conversations covering health and wellness topics, including fitness, mindset, food, travel, product reviews, and strategies from a variety of experts, including our own bank of knowledge.
We are excited to educate, motivate, and inspire you to change the way you perceive health and discover your art of living well. Get ready to feel inspired.
Hello, and welcome to episode 108 of the Art of Living Well podcast. As I record this episode, it is so cold outside here in Minneapolis. It is like negative 10 or something, and it's really cold, but there's a bright sun outside, and I'm committed to getting outside every day, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes on a quick, brisk walk. Hope you're all doing well wherever you're listening from. As this episode is dropping, we're in the middle of our 14-day liver detox. It's going super well. We have a great group of participants, and we're just so excited about this extended program, and we're so happy for those of you that have joined us. Before we dive into today's episode, we want to ask that if you're enjoying this podcast, if you could please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcast. It takes just 2 minutes, and it really helps us reach more people so others can benefit from our inspiring conversations and resources that we share each week. And if you enjoy this episode, we would love it if you would share it with a friend, family member, or anyone who you think may benefit from the information. We are thrilled to introduce today's guest, Alison Keith. Alison is a holistic skincare expert changing the conversation around premature aging. In 2019, she and her husband Steve co-founded Whole Story Skincare. With family ties in custom skincare formulation, they launched a direct-to-consumer brand selling premium quality plant-based products. Alison saw a gap between the misinformation from beauty industry marketing and advertising and what science says about preventing and reversing the signs of aging. At Whole Story Skin, they look at why your skin is aging prematurely and what you can do to prevent it to have beautiful skin for decades without restoring to harsh invasive chemicals or having a frozen face after 40. Their holistic approach shares the same principles as functional medicine, targeting the root cause of aging for long-term results. In our conversation with Alison today, we really dive into how Whole Story Skin targets the root cause of the skin issues and what is holistic skincare. We talk about premature aging, what we should do about it, why our skin is aging so fast. We discuss Botox and other chemical injections and how does that all fit into this equation. And we also discuss some beauty industry myths out there. So we're really excited to share this conversation with our audience today.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor, Thrive Chiropractic. I was first introduced to Thrive Chiropractic over 5 years ago for kinesiology-based food sensitivity testing. I was so amazed by this non-invasive and inexpensive technique that I took my son to have testing done, which confirmed some of his food sensitivities. Both my son and I now have regular tune-ups, and even my leery husband has felt the immense benefits from receiving chiropractic care, including cupping.
With over 25 years of clinical experience, the doctors at Thrive Chiropractic, located in Minnetonka, Minnesota, combine their passion for wellness with a strong expertise in effective treatment approaches. When you first come to Thrive Chiropractic, the doctors are focused on helping you feel better as soon as possible, and they recognize that one type of treatment or technique does not work for everyone. Your comprehensive exam, personal goals, and individual concerns help the doctors tailor your custom treatment plan for maximum results. Thrive Chiropractic's integrative approach offers holistic and effective healthcare with a full spectrum of complementary products and services, including acupuncture, massage, food sensitivity testing, CBD, and premium supplements.
As a special offer, Thrive Chiropractic would like to invite listeners of our podcast to experience the gift of health with a $25 new patient visit, which includes the initial consultation, a comprehensive exam, any necessary x-rays, and first adjustment. Simply visit the website at www.thrivechiromn.com or call 952-746-5612 and reference the Art of Living Well podcast. When you're seeking effective, non-invasive treatment approaches to support your health goals, let Thrive Chiropractic be your partner in wellness. Call or book online today.
Hi, Alison. I'm so excited that you reached out to us recently, and we are really looking forward to our conversation today. And everyone has a story, and we would love to hear your journey on how you came to found Whole Story Skin with your husband. And I know you saw a gap between the misinformation from the beauty industry marketing and advertising and what science says about preventing and reversing the signs of aging. So we would love to hear that from you.
Hi, Marnie. I am glad to be here. So about 5 years ago, my husband and we got involved with his family business, which is in skincare. And we really started to look at holistic skincare. And at the time, I was in my early 30s, and there was so much misinformation, and a lot of my friends didn't really understand, really how to take care of your skin. And I myself was so confused and overwhelmed by clean beauty, and what was going on. And so we really got involved with his family business, which is our manufacturer. And we wanted to bring these amazing holistic products really to a direct to customer experience. And so we really named the brand The Whole Story, because I really wanted to close the gap between a lot of the misinformation and the myths in beauty industry marketing, and really tell the whole story about how our skin ages prematurely and what we can do about it naturally. And so within the umbrella of clean beauty, there has become just so much chatter around ingredients and toxic ingredients and safe ingredients. And I think if we put all of the industry leaders in a room, I don't think we could really come up with one definition of what does natural mean? What does organic mean? And even if we take all of the banned ingredients out of the equation, it's still not enough to just put in clean ingredients into a bottle and assume that that product is going to be effective in reversing the signs of premature aging. And so when I'm talking about premature aging, it's called photoaging. That's the scientific term. And what it is it's when our skin is aging faster than it's chronologically designed to. So we're genetically designed to age naturally, but premature aging is really 80% of it is caused by lifestyle, environmental toxins, and the standard American diet. And so the combination of all of those things are causing our skin to age at a rapid rate. Now, our generation, our skin is aging faster than our parents and grandparents. And so even if you're in your 30s and 40s, your skin could look up to 10 years older than your actual age. And that's because of premature aging. And that's not something we hear too much about in the beauty industry, but the good thing is it's completely reversible. So, yeah.
Wow. First of all, I love the name Whole Story Skin. It's such a great name. So that's so crazy that our skin is aging faster than our ancestors. Like that kind of blows me away a little bit. But I suppose with all the toxic chemicals in the environment and all the, like you mentioned, all the lifestyle issues, I can see where, we're going down that path. Although hopefully, with conversations like these, people get more educated, they become more educated, and they maybe start to make some changes. So can you talk about Whole Story Skin's holistic approach to kind of address the root cause of skin issues and maybe how they reveal younger and healthier skin? And also, what is holistic skincare? I know that was like a loaded question.
Yeah, no, that is a great question. And the funny thing is, it's not clearly defined. I think if you Google holistic skincare, what will come up are natural skincare or organic skincare. But really, holistic skincare it shares the same principles as functional medicine. So it's embracing prevention, which is not something we hear too much about in the beauty industry or in Western medicine. And so holistic skincare targets the root cause of what's causing our skin to age prematurely. And it offers a solution to really prevent and restore the signs of aging long term. And so a lot of times in the beauty industry and in Western medicine, what we're familiar with as Americans is treating the symptoms or putting a Band-Aid on the problem. And so, I'll use Botox as an example. Botox gives immediate results. It gives great results. It really takes care of the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles on the face, but it's a temporary solution. And what holistic skincare does is it goes in and looks at, okay, what is causing our skin to form wrinkles? What's causing our skin to form fine lines? And what most people don't know is that it's the buildup of excess dead skin cells on our skin that stop shedding naturally as we age. And it's just the simple buildup of these dead skin cells that's causing the fine lines, the rough texture, the dull, uneven skin tone, and the appearance of large pores. And so it's really easy to just take a simple daily exfoliation mask and to help our skin gently remove, something like dead skin cells, instead of having to resort to microdermabrasion or a harsh chemical peel that really isn't, is going to be so harsh on our skin.
Okay, wait, I have a few questions on that. So first of all, you're talking about that wrinkles are from dead skin cells. Am I understanding that right?
Fine lines.
Or fine lines. Okay, so we're not talking about smile lines and crinkle, like expression lines in your face. You're just, I guess, as we age, there is some amount of wrinkling that is normal, correct? That you would expect.
Some of it is normal, especially, expression lines, all of that is going to be normal. What happens is that the premature aging is almost like over exaggerating the natural aging process in our skin. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm talking about natural, I literally mean that we map out, well, what can we do to help our skin age well? And so our skin naturally makes something called hyaluronic acid. And we've heard about this in the skincare industry. And hyaluronic acid, it is responsible for the moisture in the layers of our skin. Now, as we age, our bodies make less of it. So as the hyaluronic acid dries out, we have these tiny little rubber bands holding our layers of skin together. And as our skin dries out, these rubber bands break and it causes our skin to collapse. And that's what causes the deep lines in our skin. And so that's why it's so important to keep our skin moisturized. And then something else that our skin naturally makes is acidic water in the outer rim of the cell. It keeps our skin cells from looking like a raisin. We want them to look more like a grape. We don't want them to be dehydrated. Our skin naturally makes collagen. Our skin naturally sheds off excess dead skin cells. Our skin is the largest living organ in the body, and it's responsible, and it's the first barrier of defense between the outside world and our body. And it also is responsible for expelling up to 75 to 80% of toxins from inside the body. So our skin has a really big job. And so getting back to all of these environmental toxins in our lifestyle and the diet, over time, we're stressing our skin out, and it's becoming stressed and overwhelmed. And it's the stress that is triggering excess inflammation. Now, in the health and wellness industry, we know that inflammation is responsible for so much disease in the body. And the same thing is true for our skin. And so when we have all of this excess inflammation, it's causing these natural functions to stop working as well. So our skin isn't producing as much acidic water. It's not producing as much hyaluronic acid. It's not able to shed the dead skin cells. And so it's almost like this well-functioning, well-oiled wheel is kind of starting to, lose its momentum, and it's not functioning as well. And that's why we are aging prematurely.
So can we back up a minute? A couple things you said. So you mentioned exfoliating. Now I've done a treatment. Well, I don't know if it's a treatment, but I've done blading, if you're familiar with blading. And when I've had that done, the amount of dead skin that comes off my face is amazing. And it feels wonderful for like a solid week after I've had that done. I'm curious about your thoughts on that. And you mentioned Botox, and I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on Botox? You said it's temporary. Is it bad for your skin? Does it help the process? If you could touch on those two things, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. So in terms of, any cosmetic procedures, they're usually going to be a little more extreme and, in my opinion, a little bit more harsh than the skin needs. And that's just because you're going in for some really dramatic results. And a lot of times, as Americans, we want that instant dramatic results, but our skin, it's not going to respond well when it's treated, harshly. It's going to kind of, defend itself a little bit. And so we are always going to promote a more natural approach to caring for the skin, daily. Something that I really like to use as an analogy is the difference between getting your teeth cleaned professionally and then having your teeth whitened. And so you can have your teeth whitened and they look great, but it's still cosmetic. You still need to go back to the dentist and brush and floss. And so it's kind of the difference between going and having cosmetic procedures, but you still need to really care for the skin daily. But then to touch on Botox, I think it's a really personal decision. The one thing that I really am passionate about is that it's not prevention. It is a temporary cosmetic procedure. Does it look fantastic? Yes, it looks great. And it can really help with a lot of, past damage, especially if you haven't, touched your skin well into your 40s. Cosmetic procedures can be very, very helpful with your appearance. The one thing that I do want people to know is that when your skin isn't healthy, when you have not laid a foundation for healthy skin by giving your skin what it needs each day and bringing down inflammation, your skin is still going to continue to age at a rapid rate underneath the surface. So you may have the appearance of no wrinkles and no fine lines, but your skin is still aging. And so if you want to see really maximum results and long-term results from Botox or from fillers, I really recommend laying a foundation for healthy skin. With our essentials, daily routine or any skincare routine that's really going to supplement your skin with what it needs each day.
So what do you think the main things are that we need to keep our skin healthy?
So scientific research shows that there's 5 things we need each day. And it's supplementing back into the skin what it naturally makes and what it naturally produces. And so you need to exfoliate, hydrate, add moisture, repair, and protection. And so when your skin has those 5 things, you are laying the foundation for healthy skin. And so I think what a lot of us do is we, rush out and we spend hundreds of dollars on anti-aging products, and they end up just kind of sitting on the surface layer of our skin. And these anti-aging products really can't go in and do what they're intended to do because our skin is so unhealthy. So I said that our skin it's a living organ. And our skin cells actually talk to each other, which sounds kind of funny. But when our skin cells are unhealthy, when they're dehydrated, when they're dried out, they're in a state of stress. When the new skin cells start to turn over every 2 to 3 weeks, the new skin cells that are coming up into a stressful environment. I know this sounds kind of funny, but the dead skin cells that are on top are saying this skin is unhealthy, so you need to come up unhealthy. And so it's this, it's this process of unhealthy skin cells continuing to recreate each other, and there's a compound effect. Well, there can also be a compound effect when your skin is healthy and when it is nourished and when it's getting the vitamins and the nutrients that it needs, your skin cells can continue to come up healthier. And it's just like the body. We've seen this in the lives of people that have really started to change their diet and their exercise and their lifestyle. You can look and feel better than you did 10 years ago. Well, the amazing thing is the skin is so resilient, and your skin can do the same, really, no matter your age. We want realistic expectations depending on our ages, but the skin can really, really thrive when it's given the nutrients it needs. One of the examples that I like to use is going out into the middle of the desert and trying to dig a hole in that dry, cracked ground. I mean, even if you can dig a hole, and if you tried to plant an apple tree, the roots aren't going to take root and the tree's not going to thrive. And it's because the ground isn't healthy. And, there's not the nutrients that is in the ground to have the roots take root. And so that's kind of an example of what's going on in our skin. Yeah.
That's a great example. I love that. And that makes a lot of sense what you're saying. So, I'm guessing that there are a lot of beauty industry myths out there. Can you talk about some of those?
Yeah. So one thing that I hear a lot in marketing and advertising is that, water will hydrate your skin. And that's actually not true. Water dehydrates your skin. And so anytime we're being told to wash our face with soap and water, we're actually adding to the premature aging process. So anytime our skin touches water, so whether it's washing our face, going swimming, the water sits on the surface layer of your skin. It doesn't penetrate into our skin. And it evaporates off and it leaves behind a film of minerals, which is actually very dehydrating to our skin. The only thing that will hydrate your skin is acidic water. And that's because our bodies naturally produce acidic water. And so what we've been able to do with advanced technology is take regular water, which the H2O water molecule is too big to penetrate our skin, and we electrolyze it. And so we make it small enough so when you mist your face, it can actually go in, and our skin cells actually recognize it because it's something that our bodies naturally produce, and it takes it in, and it really can kind of go in and instantly hydrate our skin. So that's one myth.
Well, so I have a question about that before you continue. So at night, I wash my face with a cleanser, and I use water to remove the cleanser from my face. So you're telling me that I should not be doing that?
Well, we do need, I mean, if you're going to wash your face, we do, need to use water to wash it off, but we always recommend using some sort of a rinse that is going to help. It's like there's 2 steps in the cleansing process, but I always recommend using a rinse that's going to remove any of the excess dirt and debris or mask or cleanser or, any of the minerals left over from water. And that really can complete the cleansing process.
Okay, continue on with the myths.
So another myth, kind of talking about hydration is that moisture and hydration are two completely different things. And those two words, you're going to hear everywhere that they are used interchangeably. They'll say this moisturizer will hydrate your skin. Well, in all reality, I just talked about hydration. And the only time you can really technically use hydration is when you're talking about our skin cells. Now, moisture is found in the layers of our skin. And I like to use the example of a layer cake. Like if you're looking at a 6-layer cake and there's the icing in between each layer, that's really what a moisturizer does. It's holding the layers of the skin together. And as we age, we have less moisture on our skin. And so that's why our skin can thin and it's not as like plump, as you see with little children. And so you really want to have a moisturizer that's going to really pull hyaluronic acid into your skin and then to lock it in. That's really important as well. So we can keep going. Some more myths. I hear a lot, especially over the summer, that women are saying, I want to let my skin breathe. And, it kind of makes me think like, well, what does that mean? And I think what women are saying are they want to go makeup free, especially after the year in 2020, when everybody was at home working from home. You think, well, I'm not going to do a full face of makeup, so I'm going to let my skin breathe. Mm-hmm. But actually, makeup foundation doesn't clog our pores, as we have been led to believe. And it actually does offer a thin shield of protection. So one of the myths is that, if you wash your face or you do your skincare routine and you put on, some anti-aging products and maybe even an SPF, your skin is still completely exposed to all of the toxins that are in the air. And so, it's like have you ever seen a screen door or a screen window? In the summertime, it's completely dirty. Well, all of that we're trying to keep out of our homes, but all of that dirt and debris, it still ends up on our skin. And so we don't really want to walk around with nothing on our face. We really do want a thin shield of protection. And so I always recommend using a natural mineral like titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. SPF is great. It is a chemical and it will protect your skin from UVA and UVB rays, but that's it. And so that's kind of as far as we've gotten in terms of talking about protecting and shielding our skin. What zinc oxide and titanium oxide will do is they actually do act as a shield from environmental toxins, sunlight, and from the blue light that's emitted from our smartphones. They just came out and said that, blue light does actually contribute to photo aging as well. And so, even if we're under fluorescent lights on the inside, our skin can still be, susceptible to premature aging.
Wow. Yeah. There's just, everything's a danger, right? It's like crazy. Everything, inside, outside, lights on, lights off. It's just overwhelming, like you said in the beginning. So can you tell us about your product line that you've created? And, what are some of your favorite ingredients that you have in your product and why are they your favorites?
So we have a line called the Essentials Daily Routine. We've broken it up into a morning routine and an evening routine. And the nice thing is that these 8 products in the Essentials are formulated to work together as a team. And when they are layered on top of each other, they actually work in a fusion. So they're going to work better together. I can't imagine walking into a store or going onto a website and really trying to formulate your own skincare regimen. Unless you have done extensive studies, to me, it just seems really overwhelming. So we've really taken the guesswork out of it. The essentials are formulated with botanical ingredients for sensitive skin. And so they're going to meet the 5 core needs of the skin, and they're going to dramatically reduce inflammation. And so right there, we are completely addressing the number 1 cause of premature aging, which is inflammation. And the essentials are also going to act almost like a daily supplement to lay the foundation and meet the core needs of your skin. And so I think of the essentials as like the first story of the house. And then we have 2 systems that are for age defense. And one is the Enlighten Eye Care System. It's 3 products that are formulated for the eye area only. And so anytime you hear that you can put anti-aging products near your eyes, well, that's just completely untrue. Anti-aging products are formulated, the good ones, to penetrate deep into the layers of your skin to do repair work, and that's a good thing. But if you look at the skin inside your eye socket, there's no hair follicles and there's no pores, and the skin is extremely thin. It's thinner than, a tissue. And so you really need the products to be formulated to really address that really delicate skin around the eye. And so the eye care system is formulated to kind of go in and treat the fine lines, the puffiness, the swelling, the dry, crepey skin, and the crow's feet that we start to see. That the skin around the eyes is one of the first places that we see signs of aging. So the eye care system is great for men, both men and women as well. And then we also have our age defense system, our Eliminate, and it's a unique system. It's 3 products that we work with a cell biologist who really maps out the aging process in the skin cell. And that's something that's really unique. A lot of skincare products will, or a lot of skincare companies will work with labs, and their labs will only kind of work with, ingredients with the chemists, but not work with a cell biologist. And so our age defense system, it's a mask. It's called the repair mask, and it goes in and it kind of removes all of the, areas around the layers of the skin that kind of have had build up. And then it goes in with the renewed vitamin C cream. Now, what's unique about the vitamin C cream is that we have chosen to use a cream and not a serum. And you'll see a lot of serums out there with vitamin C, but the problem is serums are formulated to penetrate deep into the layers of the skin and kind of go to the basal layer. But that's not where you really need the vitamin C, because vitamin C, it stimulates the production of collagen. And we want that to be kind of layered and laced into the layers of your skin. So the formulation was really designed around, what the skin actually needs. And so that's kind of an overview of our essentials and our age defense systems. In terms of my favorite, I didn't mention the rose water gel. The rose water gel is actually one of my favorites. It's a 3-in-1 luxury body gel. It is formulated with only 10 ingredients, with rose water gel, with coconut milk. And what I love about it is our whole family uses it. My husband and the kids. You can wash your hair with it, wash your face, use it as a body cleanser, but it's also formulated to work really well with shaving for both men and women, because it softens the hair follicle. And so it really prevents razor burn or ingrown hairs. So that's one of my favorite products. But
sounds like it's a multi-use product, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting too is when you think of multi-use, you don't think of a luxury product. You don't think of it. I think a lot of times you'll think of it, as like a lower quality, but it's really, it's such an amazing product for travel, or just, for the whole family as well.
And I'll just say that you were kind enough to send me the eye care system, and I've been using that and really liking it so far. So thank you so much. for that. And I know I have super sensitive skin,
Okay.
and I often react to a lot of products. I have to be very careful about what I use on my skin, and I've had no issues with your eye care system. So
That's great. And I think that a lot of times when we get into anti-aging, what's happened in the industry is that, these formulators think that, people want to see instant results. So we've been trained to think that we need overnight results. The problem is, in order to get overnight results, you need, a really, really intense formula, or maybe a product that's going to be like way too harsh on the skin. And so a lot of people will have, reactions in their skin to some of these anti-aging products, which isn't necessary. You can have a product or a system of products that's really gentle on sensitive skin and is still going to, do the repair work. Yeah.
that's great. So what are some simple tips that people can start doing today to protect and care for their skin in like a healthier or more holistic way? Let's say, they're hearing a lot of this for the first time, and what would you recommend?
So, I would say the number one thing for anybody, no matter your age, is a gentle exfoliation mask. Our mask is a daily 10-minute mask. It's called Exfoliate. I would recommend it to anybody. A lot of times we hear that washing your face is the most important thing you can do for your skin, and it's not. Exfoliating is, and our exfoliate will actually exfoliate, cleanse, and add moisture back into the layers of your skin. And so I would say that would be the first place to start. We pulled 3 products from our Essentials Daily Routine just to kind of be like a little get started kit. And we've called it Easy as 1, 2, 3 for the morning. And so if, using a whole system is a little overwhelming to you, I would recommend Easy as 1, 2, 3. It starts with the Exfoliate Morning Mask. It has our Restore Moisturizer, and then it ends with our Natural Finish, which is the tinted moisturizer and concealer, and has the titanium dioxide to protect your skin throughout the day. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you. So, Alison, where can people find you and buy your products? And I know you have a special offer for our listeners too.
Yeah, so you can find us at shopwholestory.com. And we have a discount for 15% off, and you guys can link that in the show notes for anybody that wants to take advantage of that 15% off for any of the products store-wide.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this conversation, one question we like to ask all of our guests is, what does the art of living well mean to you?
I think for me, it's really, for anybody, it's a quest to find out what feeds your soul and to incorporate that into your daily life. I love, blooming where you're planted, and whether that's in nature or music or good food or friendships or education. I think that we can live our best life and love others best when our soul is filled with things that are life-giving to us. And for me, like, my core values are beauty, meaning, and connection. And so, for me, I try to, those things, I know that those things will fill my soul. And so it's just simply looking for whatever is going to fill your soul, each day in your daily life, so that you can, turn around and be loving to others. So, yeah.
That's beautiful, Alison. I love what you said. I love what feeds your soul. I mean, everybody needs that, right? No. And I can tell that clearly, your work is feeding your soul. I can hear your passion and your excitement in your products. So thank you for sharing your story today.
Thank you. Yeah.
And have a great day.
Thank you. This was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes, me too.
Okay.
Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Art of Living Well podcast. We are so grateful that you joined us today.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend or anyone else you think may benefit from this information. We'd love for you to subscribe to our podcast, leave us a review, and tag the Art of Living Well podcast on social media.
If you want more inspiration in between episodes, you can find us on social media at theartofliving_well on Instagram and Facebook, where we will share snippets from our daily lives and our journey to living well.